Welcome to Elevate and Thrive, Breaking Barriers for an Empowered Life. I'm your host, Jen Smith, and I am so excited to be on this journey with you. Together, we are going to break barriers, defy expectations, and soar to new heights. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. I cannot wait to see where it takes us. Remember, you are worthy, you are enough, and your journey to an empowered life starts now. Hello, everyone. Today, I want to do a little story time with Jen. So I want to tell you about my cats, and I promise you that this story has a point and a good ending to it. So I have horses. Some of you may know that. Some of you that are just watching this for the first time, I use my horses in my coaching. But today, this story is not about my horses, it's about my cats. So there was a cat named George who showed up at my barn one day and never left. And so he has become my little right-hand man at the barn. And every day that I go to feed my horses, George is there waiting for me, and I've made him a comfy little home inside the barn. There's also another cat that came shortly after George, and her name is Callie, and she's a calico cat, so I named her Callie. Super original, right? But every day I make sure that she also gets fed. So I feed her a little bit further away. I feed her under my hay shed. Every day she shows up, she's very, very shy, but she knows me. And so she will come up to me and she'll give me little rubs here and there, but she's very, very nervous and a little bit more aloof. George is just wants to be in my lap and he's a total love bug. So recently, over the last couple of months, there has been a new addition to our little kitty crowd that's been hanging out. It's a gray cat, and for the purpose of this video, I'm going to call him Mr. Gray. Maybe you guys can help me think of a better name for him or her. I don't know. I don't know if it's a she or he. So it is gray. We'll just say Mr. Gray for the purpose of this video. So yesterday, I go over to give Callie her food underneath the hay barn, and I noticed that Callie doesn't want to go underneath. I took a peek under there and I noticed Mr. Gray was under the hay shed. Now, over the last couple of months, Mr. Gray has been watching from afar. I have seen him kind of hiding out in the trees in the distance. He's been watching and he's been trying to figure out, is this lady safe or is she not? Obviously, there's some food involved. These two other cats are getting full bellies after she leaves. So I think Mr. Gray has decided that I'm not such a bad person and I'm not dangerous, right? So yesterday was the first time that Mr. Gray was brave enough to come under the shed and be close enough to maybe try to grab some food. I've been really trying to make a point of this for the last several months to be in the present moment with whatever is going on and just be. Be with what is. And so yesterday, when this little situation happened, I could tell that there was a lot of tension. You could just feel it between the two cats. Callie was like, "Don't you mess with my food, Mr. Gray." Mr. Gray is like, "I'm hungry and I might have to fight you because my tummy's rumbling." So, I'm just kind of sitting there and I'm watching or feeling this energy between the two. And so I decided to give Callie her food outside right next to me. And I gave Mr. Gray some food underneath the shed. And so as they're both eating, what I noticed was Mr. Gray was very carefully coming up and grabbing a piece of food and then would retreat backwards. And Callie, every time Mr. Gray did that, was watching him. She was like locked on, like she was ready to defend her dinner, right? If Mr. Gray got too close. But then something interesting happened. There started to be a moment where I could feel the energy shift. And Mr. Gray got a little bit closer, wasn't quite as nervous as he was coming and grabbing the food. And Callie wasn't as tuned in and locked in on Mr. Gray. And so I sat there and I thought about this and I wondered what was it that was calming them down? And then I realized it was me. I was the determining factor. I was the bridge in what was going to happen in that situation. And because my energy was calm, and because I was coming from a place of love for all and just wanting to have both, to have full bellies and to have a meal, and I was holding space for both of them, they were able to both relax the tension that they were feeling between each other because I was there as a safe space. And so, why am I telling you this story? I am telling you this story because we all have an opportunity with the state of the world as it is, and tensions running high, and opinions one direction or the other of what's right and what's wrong, and this side and that side. And, we all have an opportunity to be the safe space or to bridge the gap through love. And so, my message today and my story of Callie and Mr. Gray is one of how powerful it can to be the person that holds the love, brings the love, and wants everybody to be happy, wants everybody to have a full belly in this scenario. And I think that if cats can do this, and their entire mission throughout their day is to survive, there are so many things in the world that can get them in an instant. Their number one focus is staying alive, right? And part of that survival is making sure that you have enough to eat. And so it's no wonder that the tensions were high between the two, because if Mr. Gray would have moved in on Callie's food, that would have meant that she had a hungry belly for the day and she would have had to go look elsewhere for that food. In this scenario and in life, I think that one of the most powerful things that we can do is to be that safe space, to be that love, to hold the space for unity and connection. And we don't always have to be seeing things in the same way. We don't always have to be on the same page. But if we can just bridge the gap, if we can be the bridge in a space of love that helps people to just feel safe, safe enough to relax, safe enough to coexist, I think the world would be such a better place. And if cats can do it, if animals can do it, I believe humans can do it as well. So that is my message for today. I want to leave you with a quote. It's one of my absolute favorite quotes by Gandhi, and it's one that I choose to live my life by every single day. And it's, be the good that you wish to see in the world. And so, my question to you is, how are you showing up in the world? Are you choosing to be the love in the situation? Are you choosing to be kind in a world full of tension and anger and frustration? Or are you choosing to show up as somebody who's contributing to the anger, the frustration, with strong opinions and hostility? We have a choice of what world we want to live in, and how we show up matters. How are you choosing to show up in the world? For me, I choose love, I choose peace, and I choose to support anyone in any way that I can. I would love to leave you with that and have you think about how you want to show up and what kind of world that you want to live in. So I hope you have an amazing day. My name is Jen Smith with Organically Healed, and I will catch you on my next video. Take care, everyone.